I go out to Lacey Beasley, where police right now in Lewisville are giving us the newest details on an officer-involved shooting. Let's listen in.
Placed on routine administrative leave while we conduct the investigation. What can I answer for you?
Texas Rangers is also here.
Yes, ma'am. So the police department will conduct two separate but concurrent investigations. We have an administrative investigation being handled by the Internal Affairs Department of the Lewisville Police Department. They'll be looking for policy adherence by all of the employees. The second investigation is handled by criminal investigators. In this case, we've asked that the Texas Rangers conduct that criminal investigation for us.
Did she fire her gun?
At this point, I can't say that for sure at this point. We're still investigating.
Was there anyone else in the car?
I'm sorry, can you go with your question?
And was there anyone else in the car?
She appears to be the sole occupant, or she is the sole occupant at this time. I'm sorry, what was your question?
You said she had warrants. Was it a violent warrant that she was going for?
I don't know what her warrant is at this point. Once we have that information, we'll put it out there.
How are the officers doing, and how lucky are they?
So as a chief of police, the safety of my officers is probably one of the most critical things that I think about. I'm glad that all my officers are okay tonight. I'm glad no other citizens were injured by any of the actions that were taken tonight. I'm sorry that these events have happened. I don't know what caused this person to make the decisions that they made that caused us to react the way we did. But the officers are okay, and they are obviously a little shaken by what happened.
Can you talk about the de-escalation tactics? I mean, obviously there was a chase and then a stop for an attempted arrest. Kind of what officers have to do in order to, try to make that arrest after such a high-speed kind of situation.
Sure. I think that and at this point, I can't really provide information on what the officers did in that sequence because we're still investigating. Officers will make every attempt possible to try to have somebody surrender peaceably. That is the best way for us to finish an arrest of any kind. Anytime a suspect makes a decision that is contrary to that, it's going to cause officers to have to react. And in this case, that appears to be what happened.
Can you tell us what's going to happen in the next few hours with the shopping center and the crime scene area?
So it's our intent to try to release this scene as quickly as possible so the businesses can be returned to normal operation. It's going to take us a couple of hours to process the crime scene and do the evidence collection that we have to do. And as soon as we're finished, we will be able to pull all of this back and allow the businesses to open normally. We don't expect there to be too much impact to the surrounding businesses.
Is there a reason why the crime scene is kind of just so expansive? I mean, all the way that way?
Yep. So the vehicle pursuit, the way it traveled through the parking lot, did not travel exactly in a straight line. And while we were sweeping for evidence, we made the widest potential crime scene possible that we could, just in case we missed anything.
All right, you are hearing there from the Lewisville Police on the latest on that officer-involved shooting. Now, just before we took to that live interview, they gave us some details about how this situation occurred. And what they say is that it started with a traffic stop that was initiated because of a warrant tied to that vehicle. That then led to a chase from Lewisville over towards the Grapevine area and then ended back in Lewisville with the suspect at some point getting into a collision with one of those Lewisville police vehicles. Now, we know that at some point in this traffic stop, once he got back into Lewisville, police say that the suspect appeared to show some sort of a firearm. And at that point, that is when police engaged that suspect and fired their weapon. We do not know how many times they fired the weapon at this point, but we do know that suspect was shot and killed. Now, that is the scene in Lewisville this morning. Lacey Beasley going to be following up and asking more questions with Lewisville Police about what that investigation will continue to look like today. But